Hello everyone, I am the Golden Scouta, and welcome to my review and rant of Dragon Ball Super, episode 115. I will talk about these categories for my review. Enjoy the video. So I'm going to cover what I liked in the character utilization section, since what I liked is in that section. So first, on to what I did not like. Here is what you have been waiting for, rant lovers. What really bothered me about this episode was how there was no explanation or even acknowledgement that Kefla is a stronger fusion than Vegeta. Let me be clear, I have no problem with Kefla being stronger than Super Saiyan God Goku in and of itself, isolated in this arc. My problem with it is how it makes absolutely no fucking sense given what was said earlier in this series. The root of the problem is Goku saying that Vegeta would stand no chance against Beerus back in the first arc of Super. The first glaring problem that came to mind last episode when Kefla was fighting with Super Saiyan God Goku is how it contradicts what has been previously told, which is Super Saiyan God surpasses a Potara fusion of Goku and Vegeta. Depending on what state of Vegeta Goku is talking about, here is the amount of power Goku would have to be using during 113, 114, and 115 for his statement in the Beerus arc to remain consistent. The idea that Goku could be fighting at the pace he was fighting at such low stamina is really laughable, and especially since he said in the episode that he's going to be taking this thing seriously. The Potara being so powerful could have been explained away with Goku having an inner dialogue about how Kefla is even a stronger fusion than Vegeta, or have Vados say how a Potara fusion between two friends produces a stronger fusion than that of two rivals. But nope, we get none of that, and we are led to believe Goku is either lying when he said Vegeta stood no chance against Beerus in that arc, or that Goku is at less than 2% stamina. This episode was the prime time to explain this away, since there would be a reason to explain it since Kefla was beating God Goku pretty badly in this episode. This is the third time this series has retconned a transformation, which hurts the narrative of previous material. First, it was during the Universe 6 arc, where we discovered Super Saiyan has a heavy stamina drain even though right before the Cell games, we had multiple pieces of evidence and outright statements Goku had mastered Super Saiyan to where it didn't have a stamina drain. This retcon was done with the purpose so that way Blue could be the one with perfect ki control and no stamina drain, and also so it could stack Kaioken. To make it worse, in this tournament, Blue has been retconned now, to where it has a heavy stamina drain in order to make the God transformation useful again. And then now, it is implied that current Super Saiyan Vegeta would be stronger than Super Saiyan God Goku. Something which makes no sense for what I mentioned earlier. So when we rewatch these scenes, they are cheapened because we are aware of these retcons. It makes all this dialogue meaningless and really does hurt the narratives of those scene and concepts. I get that many people watch Dragon Ball Super to get hyped week after week, and that works for them. And good for them. I wish I could get into hype mode about it. However, I watch this show hoping week after week for an episode that I think is actually good, and I get those here and there. So that's why I continue to watch. Alright, I'm done ranting here. So for the story and pacing, I like the idea of the fight slowly escalating, Kefla pushing Goku to use Blue, Kefla using Super Saiyan, and then Goku using the Kaioken and eventually Ultra Instinct. But unfortunately, this all falls apart when you consider Goku is still tired from fighting Jiren, and using the Kaioken while being this tired. For the pacing, I thought there was way too much exposition in this episode, and ironically, none covered why Kefla is so strong. The first half of the episode was really slow, but at least it picked up the pace for the second half. For the visuals and audio, when it came to the actual fight, I found this week's episode to be the weakest in hooking me in out of this whole Goku vs. Caulifla, Kale, and Kefla fight. And was it just me, or did that insert song feel so misplaced in this episode? I mean, other than that, I didn't have any issues with the soundtrack. So, for the character utilization, for Kefla, she is basically female Gotenks, but slightly less obnoxious. At least she knows when to be serious, unlike Gotenks. For Vegeta and Toppo, I really enjoy seeing the whole retread of the reverse bear hug and Vegeta countering it. I'm actually really interested in seeing where this fight will end up going. For 17, him gut punching and blasting away that RoboCop guy was a really satisfying moment. Too bad he's only in the episode for like 2 seconds. I wanted to see more of him. For Gohan and Piccolo, I love how they are really the only two on Universe 7 actually fighting as a team during this whole tournament. They are definitely my favorite pair of the tournament, that's for sure. The Namekians, well, they are strong Namekians. Not much else I can really say about them still. And lastly, Shampoo is really annoying in this episode. There was a point where I thought I was going to get a headache from listening to his voice so much. So, for my overall rating for this episode, I will give it a 1.75 out of 5. I had been hearing from almost everyone that I talked to that this episode was awesome, and I just didn't see it. The fights went exactly how you think they would go, and the amount of power-ups and transformations crammed in this episode took away from what could have been a fight that felt like it had more weight, instead of feeling like a game of tennis, like how Mr. Fusion says. When I watch an episode and I find a plot hole that bothers me so much, along with a blah main fight, how can I like this episode? But next week, it looks like the fight is going to be staying at Ultra Instinct vs Super Saiyan Kefla. Unless Kefla busts out yet another transformation. So, that has been my review for Dragon Ball Super, episode 115, and my brief thoughts on the next episode preview for 116. If you like this video, hit like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. If you don't like this video, hit dislike, unsubscribe, and don't share this video. And with that, guys, thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.
I hate this show. It's bad. It's a bad show. It's not well written, it's not fine, it's not okay, it's not good enough, it's not better than nothing, it's just a bad fucking show. It's not redeeming, it's wrong.